What up, y'all? Shabbat shalom. How is everybody? I am radiant. I am off on a Friday. I'm so happy. I am now off on Thursdays and Fridays from my restaurant job, so I can more consistently book tarot readings for Thursdays and Fridays. I'm available via Zoom Central Time. And the best way to contact me if you want a one-on-one reading for purchase is via Instagram. You message me at Liz_Taylor_Magick account. No one will ever reach out to you. Like, that's how scammers do things. And it's difficult to get a hold of people via YouTube. And I'm not very responsive to my Facebook messages because I don't have enough storage space to keep the app on my phone. So the best place to keep up with me or to reach out is through Instagram on Liz_Taylor_Magick. I do have a Light Love Magic account. I don't pay as close attention to the messages over there as I should. And if for some reason you get put into spam and you've messaged me and I haven't reached out yet, you can leave me a comment on one of my posts and just let me know that you're trying to get a hold of me about a reading. Just track me down. I'm more professional than this seems, but it's just I don't know. I don't have a website officially, so I'm just sort of out there on social media, and you gotta find me. No little neon sign with a hand outside my house though, but that would be pretty cool. So we're here. Oh, hold on one sec. I had a little text come through. So we're here to talk about our extended message from Instagram. So you should just go on and follow me over there. Today, so during the week on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do our tarot and oracle readings there. And I take a photo and I write the message. And our messages are about an unfolding story. I ate chocolate covered almonds right before I started this video. So I'm just going to be getting stuff out of my teeth. So it's this unfolding story that is just going on and on and on through our life. Sometimes these messages apply directly to the week, and many times they do. But many times they also hint at things that are a little further out. And sometimes there's global events interwoven in as well that I just I don't pick up on at the time because I'm not looking that large, but then later, after it happens that week, I'm oh my God, this was in the reading this morning or yesterday. It's so weird. But yeah, today I think it's more about our personal lives actually today. And it is about an immediate sort of time span, but it does have to do with a greater unfolding story as well. And so I think you'll get what I'm talking about when we start pulling up the cards. I will say that this is right in line with sort of a cautionary warning and a reminder that we are in the middle of eclipse season. We had our solar eclipse and new moon in Aries, which launched us into an intense and cataclysmic new beginning. Now that was a catalyst that started the spell of transformation. And so we're sort of in our werewolf state where we're becoming the thing that we are turning into. So everything is still very up in the air and in flux. We also have Mercury Retrograde going on. So if you were in, say, a relationship that crumbled and dissolved during the the new moon solar eclipse, especially if it had been a long time coming, and then suddenly you were you know what? Oh, let's just tough it out and stick it out and get back together. You may want, before you get things too solid and comfortable back in, you may want to wait a few weeks and just take the time and the space to see how it plays out. because that full moon, or that new moon in Aries, was sort of, okay, so the new moon before that, there was 2 new moons in Aries back to back. The first one was in 0 degrees of Aries, which was the birth of our new self in its infancy. Throughout that month of Aries and the Libra full moon asked us, okay, so if we're examining the birth of our self, the rebirth of self, and this new identity that's coming forward, we're getting to know that now in its purest, newest form. The full moon in Libra asked us to consider now, in our new self that we are becoming, who are we and who do we want to show up like, as, how in our relationships, and what kinds of relationships are we wanting to nourish and experience. So then the following new moon that we just had like a week ago was in Aries again, and that was the solar eclipse new moon in Aries. That was in 29 degrees of Aries. That is the most mature degree of Aries before we go into Taurus. So it's like we went through the full journey of who we are, who we're becoming, who we want to be within the context of relationships, what kinds of relationships are we wanting for ourselves, and we're starting to get a really mature idea, or a more mature or a more expanded idea of like who we are, and like a more grounded and like solid sense. We're like coming into more of a solid, like the mold is like casting and hardening, or like we're coming into focus a little bit better. And so now it's like we're probably being asked to sort of stand our ground and defend who we are and who we're becoming, because we're having challenges and temptations presented to see, okay, you have to test this out, you have to embody this, you have to push up against some resistance in order to solidify this as your new self. So you're going to be offered challenges, you're going to be offered experiences, you're going to be offered chances to overcome and transition out of the former patterns, lest you slip back into the old dynamics, old paradigms, old subconscious patterns. In the Lunation workshop, and then in some of our readings following that, like our manifestation oracle reading, our romance oracle reading, we had mother and father healing coming up. Most recently, it was about the mother healing. So as you heal these mother wounds, your love life and your finances improve. What were the mother wounds? Did you have to abandon yourself to fawn after mother? Did you have to abandon yourself to prioritize your mother's needs? What was your mother wound? What pattern is being triggered right now that is causing you to play out again the behavior that you usually do in response to the mother wound being triggered in you by your mother? How do you take care of mother? Okay. How do you also show up in life trying to repeat that pattern of, again, showing up, prioritizing mother at the sake of abandoning yourself and what you want to play out this pattern again, right? Or who you are, or who you're really becoming. We were also given opportunities to overcome our father wounds that are playing out, which will probably come up again during like the eclipses and things. So hopefully, you know, these, like as you've been healing these things, you've also probably been presented with themes revolving around money and love. These are the core themes associated with the patterns that we, you know, receive growing up. They affect our ability to have relationships and make our bread in the world. So all of this is coming up for review with the Mercury retrograde. So that means, like, with Mercury retrograde happening, with the solar eclipse, basically, or what it just did was, it was like the Tower card in the tarot. It did something catalytic to shake things up and break down your current paradigm so that it could clean the slate to get you into that new start. The next lunation is going to be a full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. The death bringer, the death harbinger, and the transformation bringer, the change bringer. So this is the end bookend of this eclipse cycle. Whatever is still clinging on, if you're still clinging on to the tower, you better get away, because the rubble is about to fall and everything is going to be cleared out, like whether you like it or not. If you keep holding on, you're going to suffer. Like the universe is shifting us into new patterns, new paradigms, new consciousness. So it's good to just allow for this. Don't make any big moves right now. That is about, we're getting into our reading for today. So we pulled companionship. We pulled convention. We pulled detachment. And companionship is the moon is in Libra. Convention is Venus in Capricorn. And detachment is Venus in Aquarius, if that matters to you. Underneath companionship, we had 9 of Pentacles. Followed by, well, I think it's not really so much anchored today as it is more in a line. So don't worry about that so much, as we had 9 of Pentacles, followed by the Sun card, followed by 4 of Wands. These are grouped. And then what I found really interesting was the moon was underneath the Sun card in reverse, like this. So this is eclipse energy right here, because they're mirroring one another, right? So let's unpack this. Companionship, convention, and detachment. So what we consider, so also in addition to this, okay, so the full moon eclipse in Scorpio, the lunar eclipse is going to affect our feelings of how we feel, like how we see domestic bliss. What makes us feel at home? What makes us feel nourished? What makes us feel secure and stable? What makes us feel harmonious and secure and like sheltered for the long haul? You know, how do we picture hearth and home for ourselves? How do we picture our closer, like close, tight-knit groups and community and tribe and family to be like? We're considering all of these in new ways because we're transforming who we are. We're also like what we consider to be the happily ever after for us, or what we have considered that, what we always imagined that we would be like or want, or, you know, what had made us feel a sense of like fulfillment in the past. We may want something more. We may want to move on to something that has more depth or meaning, or something that makes us feel something that may be unique to us, right? That makes us feel, you know, free within our own structures and boundaries that are unique to our own core needs, right? So it's like for so many years, you know, and centuries now, it's like we've been trying to force ourselves into like one cookie cutter type of relationship. And there are probably different kinds. And, you know, I think that people try different things, and even within that, they change what they want over the years, right? So things like this may be shifting within us, especially at the end of this period of the cycle of this eclipse. That's one reason why it's important not to make too many like big, like long-term decisions for the next few weeks until the energy and like settles down and you gather yourself and ground yourself and like have like more self-awareness, because everything is changing so fast. So also the North Node is shifting from Taurus into Aries, which it has been about transforming our life according to what we really value. So we've been really transforming our outer life and like how we approach our life and our routines and the way we show up for ourselves. And we've been, you know, kind of shifting that into making sure that these are the things that we value. Well, now that is kind of going in retrograde back to Aries. So now that you know, influence is going to be impacting us in the sense that we're saying, okay, so these things that I value, this life that I'm building for myself, like, are they returning value to me? What am I getting out of these things? What am I getting out of relationships? Like, how is this benefiting me? Like, not in so much of a selfish way that it's narcissistic and completely self-centered, but to a balanced, healthy degree where you're not completely enmeshed and putting everyone else forward, like at the cost of like your needs all the time, right? So this is like a new chance, a new slate to really consider what you value, what you need from a relationship, what you really desire from a relationship and a partnership and companionship. This convention, this was like a beautiful kind of dream home. It looks very secure, very stable, very practical, kind of elaborate and ornate. It reminds me of the house from Pride and Prejudice, the movie that the Bennets live in. But here in the booklet, it talks about this framed portrait of the child is like framed in stone. And it was talking about like the feeling that the inner child feels a bit confined. And there's something confining about like getting too rigid about convention because the inner child feels stifled or suffocated. So it's like we're reconsidering, you know, what is it within a relationship that really makes us feel both secure and free and liberated in our spirit to be ourselves and show up in the world the way that we're being led to, like as our, you know, our compass is recalibrating, you know, to our deepest authenticity. For now, it's good to just detach. Don't get attached to any narrative or story or anything right now because it's all in flux. Don't get attached to anything that's going on around you that is playing out, particularly within the realm of relationships or like business dealings, opportunities coming up. Right now, you'd be best to align with the power of source and divine by not making any sudden moves, but by embracing the supernal energy, the supernal feminine energy of restraint, restriction, silence, stillness, non-action. Think the Mona Lisa. A pleasant, unreadable countenance until eclipse season and Mercury retrograde is behind us. You don't have to make any decisions. You don't have to give any answers. Wait it out, really reflect and observe. Stay detached. There have been so many messages recently telling us like, don't make any sudden moves. Don't get involved. Like practice temperance, practice restriction right now. This is not the same as suppressing what you want. This is acknowledging how you feel, acknowledging how you want, but telling yourself, no, not right now. I'm pausing. I'm checking in with Creator. Is this something I feel divinely guided to do? Do I feel the timing is right? divinely guided? Like, am I forcing my will in the situation? So give everything over to divine right now. All the dreams that you want, all the manifestations that you want, show up, do your best, but don't obsess. Really sit in the power of the certainty that the Creator has got everything under control, and that everything that is meant to play out for you, everything that is set aside for you, everything that is meant for you will be yours. But acting in a reactive mode right now, in fear, lack, doubt, scarcity, temptation, if you act out of time, it's going to create chaos. We are in chaos season. So just wait. Just wait it out for now. Don't get involved. In the meantime, whatever is playing out, don't talk about it to people. Talk about it to the Creator. Pray out loud with your mouth and your words to the Creator in prayer. It is very powerful. Do this when you're by yourself, but don't talk to people about what you want to manifest or what's on your mind or what's on your plate right now, because loose lips sink ships. Not only do you get everyone else's input, which makes the situation confusing, you've done evil tongue, so there's all this these empty vessels and energy out there that's creating chaos and negativity. You are speaking a narrative that you do not want to keep repeating and playing out, so you're perpetuating the narrative through that. And so you're putting your attention on what you don't want to grow. Also, you're spending the energy that could be building inside of you, like building kundalini, like tension, right? This is why people who practice certain types of kundalini yoga and different things in that realm practice celibacy, because they are harnessing their horniness. It's very powerful energy. And the sexual tension and energy is kundalini energy. That's creative life force that you can direct into your intentions and your focus and your determination and your drive and your endurance and your persistence and things. So we're holding that in. We're not blabbing about it. We're 9 of Pentacles right now. We're content with ourselves. We're content with everything that we have. We are independent. We are grateful. We have the material comforts of our hard work. We have built a lot of stability and security, and we're ready for that 10th pentacle to come in, which is a final success that leads to a legacy. It's that lasting, happy, harmonious, domestic, blissful relationship. It's all the things that we feel like we really want in our life to feel totally complete. 9 of Pentacles is almost there, but there's just still that they're not quite there to that big dream yet, because they're an independent single person, right? So the single person is under companionship right now. So I do feel that in the context of all of our readings lately, we've been warned and given the heads up that a soulmate is circling the runway, that it's very close by. So that's another reason why you don't want to make any false moves right now or make any big mistakes that could create judgment or block a potential soulmate entering, because you've been preparing yourself in your space for this to happen. And so right now, the ethers are rife with chaos and potential for things to go off a little hairy, a little sideways. So that's another reason why you need to just sit contented in your independence, be happy, be warm, be friendly, don't fawn. There is this thing that keeps coming up to me in this reading, and it is a warning not to fawn, to try to, and what that is in a trauma response, we fight, flight, or freeze, or fawn. Fawning is the pattern of making sure that everybody's needs are taken care of, so that everything will be fine, so that your security will be okay, and so that you won't be abandoned. It's putting your needs aside to basically tend to everyone else, and it turns you into a doormat. It's very unattractive energy. It's very unattractive sexually. It's very unattractive, period. So we're not fawning. Whatever's coming up, fawning may be the pattern that was triggered by the mother wound or the father wound, right? So look for that within yourself as it's triggered over possibly the weekend or over the next couple of weeks. But resist the urge to fawn, observe it, say, okay, wow, I see that. I see that coming up. I see where it's connected. This is amazing. Now I'm so aware of it. Wow. I'm putting into practice saying no. I'm creating new neural pathways. I'm creating new habits and new ways to show up for myself by not reacting like I would have before. And instead, I'm not gonna react. I'm gonna be so confident and so certain in the Creator that I'm not gonna make a move in this situation at all. I'm gonna keep my hands clean until we're out of Mercury Retrograde and solar eclipse season. If you are offered a job somewhere, I would go back and forth an interview process and slow it down and ask a lot of questions before you leave where you're at now and go somewhere else. But yeah, so 9 of Pentacles, be independent. Okay, Snoop Dogg, be independent. Inward, get your own. Instead of like, it was like he's telling people like not to be jealous of other people, like just get your own, make your own. A Dr. Dre song, I can't remember which one, but I've been listening to that album a lot lately, and so it's like in my head. Okay, now the Sun card is under convention, and so I feel like these two together are talking about a new level of consciousness around what you are going to feel is your ideal home life, the home life that you create, the home life that you want for yourself. So there's this new consciousness. The Sun card is all about an awakening and a sudden up level and a spiritual awakening and a shift in consciousness for the better. And this is about a resurgence of joy and renewal. And it's also a sign that portends that if whatever you've been putting effort towards, whatever it is that you want, that your manifestation is coming through. It's like, yes, this is your sign. It's like a yes. So what you had hoped for yourself is coming. So do not settle. Do not give up. Do not fall into despair. Right before you get what you want, the opponent, the adversary, will come in and try to be a wet blanket and shit in your cereal so that you will lose your desire, so that your vibration will fall, and so that you will feel hopeless. And that way you will block yourself off from receiving because your vessel will have wilted and shrunk and shriveled and atrophied. So keep it open. The Sun card is bright. It's confident. It is self-assured that no matter what, the naked baby is on the white horse, waving the victory banner. It is a new day. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. So whatever is happening, just know is divinely ordained and orchestrated. This is all playing out for the unfoldment of our soul. And that it matters how we show up in this moment. So it's better to not make any sudden major moves that could lead to big, hairy messes. Stay in a detached, neutral state. Stay detached. 4 of Wands. So this is under detached. So I think that we need to stay out of other people's comings and goings. That's another thing that it's like, okay, if you're out in the dating world, you may be like, if you're not in a serious relationship, then you may be dating multiple options of people, and they might be dating multiple people, right? So if you're in a situation where, say, you've got kind of like a casual dating thing going on, and you're kind of wanting to go in a different direction than you're wanting to go forward and the other person is like undecided, then the best thing that you can do right now, if you feel like there's competition around, do not get involved. Take yourself out of it, detach. Because that way you're not putting any manipulative, dark, controlling, ego-driven, scarce, grasping energy into the situation. So whatever is authentically aligned will be free to come to you if it is harmoniously aligned. And if it's not, then you won't have involved yourself somewhere that you don't belong, or you won't have wished for something and then gotten it and it be the wrong thing. I think that we're being urged that the right thing is very close by. It might already be within our scope of, it may be in the neighborhood. Let's just put it that way. A very peaceful, serene, harmonious time is just around the corner. This is our reading. So this Four of Wands is for us. We're holding out for a harmonious, loving, equal partnership. This is like the marriage card. It's a card about healthy partnerships, happy, harmonious, blissful. So this is coming. But in order to get this, we have to remain detached. We have to have a healthy sense of detachment in this current period. At least just get through eclipse season detached. Don't attach yourself in any if there's a couple of friends that you have in common that are in an argument, don't get in the middle of that. Don't get in the middle of family stuff. Wherever relationships are concerned and friendships are concerned, it's best not to get in the middle of anybody's business. Just stay out of it altogether. Be silent, be quiet, don't make any crazy moves. Stay focused on your lane. Work on your projects. Work on, chipping away at the things and the routines that are making you successful, that are making you healthy, that are making you feel nourished and at ease and at peace and fulfilled within your life. Keep investing in all of that. Take your attention off of anything that you're feeling a little bit ooh, I really want this and I'm feeling impatient. Anything like that that's making you feel tense or anxious, shift your energy off of it. You want to put your energy on things that make you feel really good, because then that will open you up as a vessel and it will make you magnetic. You want to be magnetic for things that are feeling good. I also wanted to read out of Eileen Conley's Tarot for the Apprentice, her definition of the moon in reverse, because I thought it was right on the money. And it's you don't take it from me, take it from Eileen. Okay, so in reverse, the moon. Don't take any risks at this time. Possibility of misunderstanding. Don't make changes. Wait till the storm is over. Make no judgment at this date. Things will clear up if you wait. Don't waste energies in arguments or disagreements. Hold on to your point of view and add a dash of patience. Don't be afraid to see things as they really are. Be in complete control of your own emotions. That's another thing I wanted to talk about, is that this is a perfect opportunity right now during the next couple of weeks. It's always a good opportunity, but right now especially, to practice certainty, to practice cause consciousness. So cause consciousness, so we're as we prepare the vessel to receive the light, meaning as we do the work on ourselves to be able to have more fulfilling lives and receive blessings and be successful at things and have successful relationships and be healthy and be our best, we are we are trying to create affinity with the light of the Creator so that we can resonate with that light of blessing, right? So that we have vibrational resonance with that. Part of this is having cause consciousness like the light does, rather than effect consciousness, like human consciousness leans to. And this is the lower, like unawakened, like unmastered, like not the divine spectrum of human, but more of like the human and animal level of human consciousness is effect consciousness. Meaning whenever there's simulation, we are affected. Hot woman, horny, hot man, horny, fire, danger, famine, like, scary, like all these primal things from like our deepest, like instincts of survival, right? So in the world, when we are triggered, like, oh no, like circumstances are changing. I'm going to be worried about money now. Oh, I need to do something. I need to make a move. Like my livelihood, my security is threatened. Oh no, like I am, afraid that I'm not going to get this opportunity, or that this thing in the future is not going to work out, or I am feeling like, ooh, if I don't jump on this now, it's not going to be there, FOMO. Or I really like this person and I know that they're bad for me, but I just want to like be with them anyway. Or like, you know what I mean? Like you're reacting because you want something. Or like, oh, I feel bad about the situation. Even though I know that it played out in a difficult way, I feel bad and I want to fix it. So I'm going to take action to try to fix the situation, even though maybe you're not supposed to fix the situation, even though maybe it all played out for a purpose to get the parts and pieces on a different trajectory. And so you're like, oh, I feel bad. I don't want to leave feeling bad. So I'm going to try to fix it and put a Band-Aid on it. Like that's being reactive because you're just trying to like do something that like instantly gratifies and pacifies the flesh so that you're comfortable again. So yeah, practicing restriction. So part of the cause consciousness is not being affected by the changing circumstances of life. You're not affected. Your mood isn't affected. Your energy isn't affected. Your thoughts aren't affected. Or if they are, you're able to be resilient and bounce back. Cause consciousness has affinity with the Creator. So cause consciousness is like, okay, I want to feel a state of serenity. I want to feel like I'm in a state of peace and in gratitude. I want to feel uplifted and motivated and optimistic. And I'm going to maintain this feeling. And I'm not going to let the circumstances of life get me down. I'm certain that the Creator has got it all under control and taken care of if I keep showing up with my consistent energy. The more consistent your energy is, the more powerful and influential your energy is. It's like a tuning fork. So when you strike a tuning fork, the other like strings on the instrument they want to come into attunement with that correct pitch. Right? So what's close to it is it's going to want to go in that direction. Something wobbly and wavering and changing and all over the place, you can't send out a signal that connects with anything long enough, right? It's not powerful. It may be influential for a moment, but it'll pass because it's going to be changing. So everything's going to be reacting in a different changing way to that too. So what is most consistent is going to have the most influence over your reality or your immediate reality. So you want to choose the vibrational thermometer where you want to set yourself and you want to keep it that way. And it does take self-mastery to do that. It takes discipline. It takes practice. It takes constant practice. It takes always reshifting your awareness, recalculate, recalibrate. We have to be resilient. We have to bounce back. But it's about caring enough to be present and pay attention. so that you can live a better life that's more on purpose, that you create, that you co-create with Creator, not that's just happening by accident or by default. All right, so yeah, so let me finish reading the moon in reverse. So don't waste energies in arguments or disagreements. Hold on to your point of view and add a dash of patience. Don't be afraid to see things as they really are. Be in complete control of your emotions, so be in cause consciousness. Don't let your imagination run away with you. Keep control, and the situation will right itself in your favor. So don't let your imagination run away with you. Put your focus and intention in your imagination on the script that you want to play out in your life. Get really in tune with the essence of how you want to feel and how you want it to play out. Without being specifics, you've got to let go. You've got to surrender the specifics to Creator. But the essence of it, that's what you want to really connect with and call in. So don't let your imagination run away with you with thoughts of failure, with thoughts of catastrophe, right? Don't catastrophize. Instead, keep control, and the situation will right itself in your favor. That is another way of saying maintain cause consciousness. Don't be unwavering, be unchanging, be eternal like the light, and you will be the more powerful influence, and the situation will correct itself, will right itself, will adjust itself in your favor. All right, you guys, I'm just going to show you all these cards one more time. We've got companionship, convention, and detachment. We have 9 of Pentacles, the Sun, and 4 of Wands. And then underneath it all, underneath the Sun, we've got the Moon in reverse. Portends the coming eclipse. All right, you guys, put your seatbelts on. Buckle your seatbelts, put your helmets, lock down the safety bar, keep your hands and feet inside the ride. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Ciao.